In many ways, divine feminine does hold the key to union, but of course, not everything depends on divine feminine. A lot of it depends on divine timing. However, divine feminine can definitely play a huge role in working on shifting her own energy of becoming more static, more still, more in the present moment, more focused on herself. As divine feminine is making her energy more and more static, more and more still, and more focused on herself, it becomes balanced and magnetic. And honestly, sometimes that's really all that needs to be done. Of course, many divine feminines have their own healing to do, healing the wounds and things like that, and healing their anxious attachment style, and just becoming whole within, pretty much. And that really happens gradually as the energies become balanced, as divine feminine starts to become more and more self-focused. So what divine feminine can do is literally pull that energy all back into herself. All of that energy that she's sending out, he is sending out to divine masculine, all of that energy needs to be pulled back. And you can visualize literally that energy being pulled back, but the energy flows where attention goes. So the more attention you're gonna be giving to your divine masculine 3D self, what they're doing, what they're not doing, where they are in their healing, and this and that, which none of it you can't control, by the way. You can't control any of that. So the more, while you're in separation, the more you're going to be focused on your divine masculine's actions, the less you're going to be focused on yourself, which is very counterproductive. So the best you can do is pull all of the energy back into yourself and do your best just to focus on yourself, whatever it is. But do not give any attention, or try not to the 3D aspect of divine masculine's part. Okay, you can only control your part. Now you can definitely work on connecting with your divine masculine 5D. That's completely different. We're already energetically connected with our twins, so having those channels open can definitely help to get more into the unity consciousness, and knowing that you're always connected, that we're all one, right, at the end of the day, can really help a lot. But more than anything, just to simple shift in consciousness, that it really more simple than you think, because people think it's all so complicated, but it truly is more simple than you think. It's that shift in consciousness that needs to happen on divine feminine side, where she or he takes responsibility. They take responsibility for their own happiness, and they empower themselves to be the source of their joy and happiness, and not looking for sources of joy and happiness from outside, including their twin flame. Now that is the key moment on this journey, where you pretty much start realizing, after many long nights of distress, after suffering, after pain of separation, you are not going to have any choice but just start becoming the source of your own joy and happiness. And of course, put that energy into yourself, because you are going to get so tired of putting all of that energy out into the 3D aspect of this journey and focusing on your divine masculine in 3D, that you're going to know it's just not going to work. So if you want to save some time, I'm telling you right now, that's not gonna work. So what will work, and what can help to break some major blocks, is the simple practice of focusing on yourself, finding that happiness within. And that really takes us back to basic Zen spiritualism and basic teachings of Eastern, spirituality, where you are not seeking for anything external to make you happy, that you empower yourself to be happy, where you're gonna realize that the true power will come to you when you become your own source of joy and happiness, that you're finally not looking for anything external. Okay, it all comes from within, and from your connectedness with your twin flame as well, and from all the love that you feel. But what creates separation more than anything, and that's the biggest block too, is constantly looking at you and your twin flame as if you're here and they're there. What they're doing, what they're not doing, they don't want to be with me, they're denying this connection, and they are, a lot of them are, but it's done for you to come back to yourself. So what you can do as Divine Feminine is to learn how to find that way back to yourself. And that sometimes takes longer for some and shorter periods for others. But after some period of suffering, you're not going to have any choice but to find that way back into yourself and empower yourself to be your own source of joy and happiness. Again, pulling all of that energy and becoming more static, more still. Not that much action oriented towards this connection anymore. Just let it go. Let it go. The less you do, the better. And I know it sounds counterproductive, but in this type of situations, the less you do, the better. The more you accomplish. And it's so hard for some of us to understand, especially if you used to have a little bit more of that yang masculine energy in you, where you're go-getter, right? You go for what you want, and I totally get it. But this is not what's going to work for these connections. This is not what's going to help. What's going to help is continuous focus on yourself, continuous focus on your own joy and happiness, and your own energy, and empowering yourself. So learn how to give to yourself. Learn how to give to yourself. Find that own love for yourself, as trivial as it sounds, and you're not going to be ever dependent on anybody else's love ever again. And ironically, when you get into that state, you are actually going to get all the love. It will come. It will come. But the trick is to become that source of joy and happiness for yourself and become that love for yourself first. Because the healthy feminine energy is the energy of self-sufficiency. It's the energy of abundance. This is what is magnetic. And this is what is magnetizing your divine masculine back. It's the energy of self-contentment, self-sufficiency, emotional independence, and abundance. That's what's attractive energetically.